Hello, 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 and welcome to the Now with Victor Alexander. You guys, I'm so sorry for being truant tonight. Um, if you live in Atlanta, then you already know, you know that the traffic is absolutely awful here. But it's all right. Um, we're making it happen. We are loving it. We're living it. And one of the things that I always say is, no matter what kind of issues that we deal with, no matter what kind of problems that we deal with, it's okay because we're alive and we're breathing and we're able to deal with them. So it's cool. Anyway, welcome to the Now with Victor Alexander. If you're tuning in for the first time tonight and checking me out, I appreciate you. Thank you so, so much. You guys are awesome. The mission statement of the Now is to encourage with purpose and positivity for your movement and growth on your day-to-day walk and whatnot within the community, and making sure that we are on a positive note and that we're moving in the positive air and the positive space. This week has been absolutely amazing. Um, I've been having a really good week. Just trying to make sure that I focus on keeping my energy and keeping my thought process where it's supposed to be, making sure that I'm loving those around me. So one of the things I did this past week, because I had some different things that made me a little frustrated. Me and a buddy went to a spa and we went and got a massage. Which it wasn't as expensive as I would have thought it would have been. I got a gift card for it, otherwise I probably never would have gone. But I got a gift card to go to the spa here in Atlanta called Exhale. This is completely, totally free advertisement, but it was that amazing to me that I wanted to make sure that I told you guys about it. So walked into the spa. Last week I've been just trying my hardest to get back into the large-scale scheme of things and making sure that I'm in the space where I'm supposed to be. And as people, I feel that it's important that we make sure that we keep ourselves in the space where we are the most productive and the most positive and the most appropriate for the different things that we have to deal with on a day-to-day basis. And I was dealing with a whole bunch of tension and just stress right around here, and a buddy of mine said, you know what, I know just the thing. So he sent me this gift card for this massage at the spa called Excel, which is in Midtown here in Atlanta. And it was really neat. It was really cool. It was a cool experience because I walked in, and you think you go to a spa, you need to be all puffed up and blase, 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 and you need to be, that pretentious person. That person where your chest is all stuck out and you need to be all of this and woosah. And I walked in and I reminded myself that what I give off when I walk in the door is exactly what I will receive. And so I made sure that I was cool, that I gave a relaxed energy. And I walked in and I said, hey, how you guys doing? Da, da, da. You guys having a good day? I shouldn't say da, 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 da. I said, hey, how are you guys doing? Are you having a good day? And he's like, oh, I'm doing fine. Thank you. How are you? I'm like, I'm doing well. It's my first time here. I was given a gift card for my birthday. And, I'm coming in for the first time, and I don't really know necessarily what to expect. But I'm excited to experience the Excel experience. And the lady, was really nice, really sweet. She says, okay, well, fill this out for me. So I filled it out, and so she gave me the walkthrough on how the whole process works, and showed us how to use the little lock key for the lockers. And so you go through this, doorway here, and you'll see the lockers. And then once you get done, taking your clothes off, we have, little robes that you put on. And so, got back there and put the robe on and got in the space of relaxation, got in the space of healing, got in the space of making sure that I was prepared to receive the healing that I was going to receive for the massage. But one of the things that's really interesting to me is how things work out. We never know how, a lot of people say God, a lot of people say Muhammad, a lot of people say Buddha, a lot of people say Jesus, but, the umbrella is the universe. So we never ever know how the universe is going to play out. We don't know. We don't have a clue how the universe is going to play out in regards to different interactions that we're going to have. So as me and my buddy were walking in, so first off, we drove, we pulled up to where the GPS said was the location that we were going to go. So we got there, we got in the car, drove there, we got to the spot, we parked in the closest parking lot that we could park in. And as we parked, when we started to walk to the venue, the numbers weren't matching up. So I'm like, okay, well, where is this place at? So we start walking, and we parked about a mile away from where the actual place was. Because I was thinking to myself, I said, how does this place not have valet? How does this place not have, parking for us? And we have to pay for it. I'm like, something doesn't seem right. So sure enough, we were about 6 blocks away. No big deal. A little exercise is good. A little exercise for the knee is good. I'm like, I'll receive it. I'm not going to let it taint me. It was about 90 degrees outside, of course. But I'm not going to let it taint me. Started walking, got to the, found the spot. We had to, I'm one of those guys, and my buddy was one of those guys where, look, we have a time crunch. We don't have time to be lost. So it's better to ask for directions so we can figure out the direction in which we're supposed to go versus spend a whole bunch of time running around in circles, not necessarily knowing where we're going to end up. So we asked this guy, say, hey, where is, the spot Excel? Oh, you got to go down that way. You got to walk that way. I said, okay, well, cool. We'll walk that way. That's completely and totally fine. So we walk that way. We keep looking for it. Have to ask again. Ask the security guard guy who was walking around on the streets of Atlanta. I said, where do we need to go? And he said, oh, you need to go, 2 more blocks down that way and then make a left and you'll see it. I said, okay, cool. Great. So as we walked to the place, we see this guy. We walked into one of the doors. And if you guys have ever been to Raw Sushi, it's the building right across the street from Raw Sushi, and it's in the hotel. So we walk into what I only knew was the door for the place. I didn't know about any other door. I didn't even know that this hotel existed at all. As many times as I've been over in that area, I had no clue. And we walk in the door and we see this guy, and the guy has on a shirt that said Excel, and it's a black guy. Clearly family. If you know what that terminology means, then that means that you are family in some way, shape, or form. I said, I said, oh, he's family, da da da. And we start communicating. I said, hey, we're trying to find. I said, you work at Excel. He's like, or Exhale. I call it Excel, but Exhale. And he said, yeah, I do. I said, okay, well, we have an appointment and we're gonna get a massage. Where do we go? And he's like, oh, well, you can go this way, but the best way for you to go is for you to go out and go around. I said, okay, well, cool. It's great to have specific directions. So we go back out and we go around, and he's walking us and escorting us to the door. And as he's walking us, he's like, so what are you guys planning on doing? I said, oh, well, we have, 2 60-minute massages, and it was a birthday present. I'm really excited. I need some stress reliever and, just different things going on in my world and in our world. And he said, okay, well, cool. Well, hopefully I'll be working with you. Now, what is the likelihood that she will come in contact with the person that's going to give you the massage on the outside of the venue that you're going to get the massage? Now, I guess you could meet them somewhere and communicate with them somewhere in an aspect, and they say, oh, well, come in and come get a massage and come enjoy a massage. And you can meet them like that. But typically, it doesn't exactly work like that. So we met this guy, and I was excited because his energy was exactly what I wanted it to be. Calm, relaxing, energetic, authentic. Authentic is the key word in it, because sometimes people can portray good energy, but they're not necessarily giving you good energy. So we get in there, and I give the lady, when I walk in the door, good energy, and I say, hey, it's my birthday. This is a birthday present, and this is what I'm coming in for. And she gets us all signed in. So sure enough, the guy who is going to do my massage is the guy who's going to do my massage. So we get in and we lay on the table, and I lay on my table, and my buddy, who we'll talk about later, he lays on his table, and start getting this massage. And I asked the guy, I said, what space am I supposed to be in? What am I supposed to be thinking about right now in this moment? Because he's the professional and I'm not, and I wanted to make sure that what he was attempting to achieve in our moment, in our time period, with the two of us, me and him, the masseuse and me, and I should say, if I use correct grammar, I wanted to make sure that I received what he was offering, and wanted to make sure I was received what he was giving. And I asked him, and he said, you need to be in a place of out-of-body consciousness. And I'm sort of like, I don't know what that really means, but I'll figure it out. So I start focusing on my breathing, and I start focusing on doing all of that. And the next thing I know, I'm in this space of sleep and awake. And I'm like, okay, this is really interesting. This is really, really neat. And in that, there's just different pressure points in different spaces that I've never had worked out before. And it completely and totally was soothing and relaxing, and it was exactly what I needed. Prior to going in, just different hits, because as we've said and as I've talked about before, there were different things that went on in the previous weeks and the previous month that really and truthfully, honestly, were very, very stressful. Canceling things and having to not be able to show up for things, not being able to be there for different people, and not being able to go different places, which on the large scale scheme of things really isn't that serious in the regards to life and living. But they frustrated me, because when we as people feel that we let somebody down or let a large group of people down, it makes us kind of, if that makes sense. I think you guys will understand what I'm saying. It just kind of gives you that little zing. So the massage allowed me to forget about all of that. It allowed me to just completely and totally relax. So I want to encourage everybody this week that if you are in a space where you're kind of stressed out, you're a little frustrated, find somebody to rub on you. It doesn't necessarily have to be a masseuse. It really, really doesn't. But just somebody who's going to say, here are different spots that I can feel that are tight that you need to work out. I'm going to, let me just kind of like rub them out for you. Get some really good oil that has some kind of herbs in it that relax your senses and allow you to breathe openly. And you're able to take some deep breaths and go to a different dimension where you forget about every single issue and every single problem that you have. The other thing that I started doing since the massage is going on YouTube and looking at relaxation music, looking and listening to meditation music, and allowing it to take me to a different space outside of every issue that's going on. Of course, we all know that every single day brings a new issue. Every single day brings a new problem. Every single day brings a new frustration. And that's okay, because if we didn't have those things, why would we live? But anyway, so welcome to the Now with Victor Alexander. I am so incredibly happy to be here another week, another day, to talk to you guys and communicate with you guys. We have so many things coming to us. And I say us because it's not just me, it's you and I, every single week. And so we have different things going on. Next week we're going to be talking about some of the different events that are going on for Labor Day weekend and for Black Pride. If you are part of the LGBT community here in Atlanta, I kind of want to stress a couple things. So for me, I'm speaking about Black Pride. I personally hate, and I mean hate, I hate anything that causes division. I hate anything that causes separation. So when it comes to the Black Pride conversation and the regular Pride, they don't want to call it white pride because it's not white pride, but they call it regular pride. I don't see it being necessarily necessary, personally. But at the same time, at one point, it was necessary. So anyway, the entity and the institution is still alive and well, and I completely and totally understand that. Forgive me while I drink. So I completely and totally understand that. But I personally feel that it's time for us to move past that, and let's have Pride 1 and let's have Pride 2, because at the end of the day, it's all one pride. We're all proud of our individuality. We're all proud of our. I would even venture to say, let's not even have gay pride anymore. I would say let's venture to say, let's just have pride. Pride in who we are as a people. Pride in who we are as a. I was going to say country, but the country has a lot of work to do. But we can say proud of our country, proud of our heritage, our each individual heritage. Just proud to be under the rainbow of love. But I know a lot of people will definitely disagree with me, and that's completely and totally okay. I understand wholeheartedly. So, as you guys see on the screen, the number is 404-474-0080. You guys can call me and talk to me, communicate with me. Tell me what you think about Black Pride versus regular Pride. If you feel that it's necessary. If you feel it's necessary, why do you feel it's necessary? I completely and totally am open to any and every debate in regards to the topic. Anyway, Black Pride's coming up for Labor Day weekend here in Atlanta, Georgia. And I'm excited for it. I'm very, very excited for it because I love anything that brings a group of people together and in a positive space to just encourage love and encourage fun. Now, of course, we know that you'll have a whole lot of people coming in town to get their freak on. That is what any major holiday is in this. I mean, I wouldn't just say in this city, but in any city, honestly. People come to where the big group of people are to, you know. And I don't knock any of that. I never ever knock anything that anybody wants to do. But we have Black Pride going on this weekend, or not this weekend, the next weekend, Labor Day weekend. So we're going to have a few guests that are going to come on the show, and they're going to spotlight their events that they're having and kind of tell us a little bit about their history, tell us a little bit about their passion, tell us a little bit about their mission statement, and then they're going to tell us a little bit about their goal for their event, what their event's going to be about, what their event's going to completely and totally consist of. And I'm really, really excited of that. In the previous show, I communicated with you guys about a guy by the name of Busta Love, Maurice Busta Love. He's on Facebook. He's one of the original, actually, he's the first hype man as far as what I was informed about. He was one of the original hype men who goes to different parties and events and gives them good energy and gets them excited and gets the crowd in the space and ready to just have fun and drop all the pretentiousness and drop all the you know how we are as people. We do this whole thing where we sit with our drinks and we kind of rock from side to side. He breaks all that down. One of the coolest people that I've met in the game for sure since I've been doing the entertainment industry here in Atlanta and here in the United States. He is absolutely one of the coolest people. So we're going to have him on. He's going to tell us his story, tell us about how he got started with the whole entertainment and emceeing industry. He was previously a male entertainer such as myself, and he's a dynamic character. His energy is so radiant and so exuberant that you'll be ready to party once you listen to him talk. So we're really excited to have him here next week, if everything goes accordingly and everything goes well. Of course, we know that we live in a world that is not completely and totally perfect, but as of right now, he is confirmed to be here next Wednesday to speak with us. Also next week, we will be having, if you go to Swinging Richards, you know the guy by the name of Tyson and the guy by the name of Montana. If you were at any of the other venues, his name is Adonis and Montana from In the Cut. We're going to have them on the show as well to talk about their event. They're going to be doing a day party for Labor Day weekend, and I'm really, really excited to talk to them, and I'm really, really excited to hear about their passion and their drive and what's making them want to do these different events for the LGBT community in the Atlanta area. And a lot of times I'll say LGBT community, but it's not just the LGBT community, because inside of the LGBT community, we have an umbrella of acceptance from those who are not necessarily completely and totally LGBT. They may just be LGBT friendly or whatnot. So, for lack of a better way to say it, they're having these events for the LGBT community for Black Pride Labor Day weekend here in Atlanta, and I'm very, very excited to have them on the show next week. So make sure you guys tune in. We're going to be doing, we're going to start having guests a whole lot more here on the Now with Victor Alexander. We have some different people coming in. We have some doctors coming in to talk about different health things, to give you an option to call in to the studio and ask your questions about your health and different things that you would not necessarily be comfortable asking your doctor while you're at the doctor's office, even though you should be comfortable, but different things keep you from saying what you need to say in regards to your health. So you'll be able to call in and talk to him or her, or him and her, depending on who all shows up. And so I'm really, really excited about that as well. So that's coming up in the near future, in the next couple of weeks. We also have a guy whose name I will not announce just yet, but we have a guy coming on to do some body painting, some erotic art body painting, and just kind of showing you his craft and showing you his skill. We've been talking with some different individuals about coming on and giving some self-defense classes, and I'm really excited about that, because it's important that we know how to defend ourselves in any kind of situation, honestly, whether we're out and about and somebody who we have issue with decides that they want to take a swing, you got to be able to wop, but we're excited about that too. So got a lot of things working, coming here up on the Now with Victor Alexander. So this week I've noticed a very, very heavy and high spike in followership in the Facebook pages and whatnot, and I appreciate you guys so much for going on the Now with Victor Alexander, going on the Facebook page and following me, and I appreciate that so much. I still want you guys to interact with me a little more. I'm getting messages and things like that, but this show is not just me. Yes, I'm sitting here and I'm behind the mic and I'm behind the camera or in front of the camera. This is true completely, but I want it to be about what you want it to be. I want it to cover the topics and the questions that you have. If you have a question about me, you had an experience that you want to get my perspective about, you have a relationship question that you want to get my perspective about, I'm completely and totally excited to accept those from you. Right now, Facebook is being a little bit mean to me at the present moment, so that's okay. We'll get it worked out at a later date, but make sure if you aren't already following the Now with Victor Alexander, make sure you do that. I would greatly appreciate it, and I want to be able to stay in touch with you. I want to be able to communicate with you. There's been some different events and stuff that we've gone to. We've gone skating and we've gone to art shows so far, and I want you guys to be included in that. I want you guys to be a part of that. There will be different events that I'm going to be doing, and we're not going to talk about those at the present moment. We'll talk about those next week in regards to Labor Day weekend. But I want you to be a part of all of this, because it's cool to be able to incorporate everything that's going on in the Atlanta area and going on in the city of Atlanta, and also the outskirts of Atlanta, and also the outer states that surround Atlanta. We want to make sure that we are all incorporated and doing fun and cool things. So, anywho, I took a couple notes this week and just trying to think about different things to talk about, different things to cover and communicate about with you guys, because I know that there is a lot going on in the world. There's a lot going on in the world, and there's specific things that I made sure that I didn't want to communicate about and didn't want to talk about, because you hear it all day. You hear negativity all day. You hear, girl, did you hear? And you're like, no, I didn't, but do I want to? Do I want to let that into my ears? And one of the things I do is I say, hey, if it's not positive, you guys might get upset with me and get frustrated with me talking about positive. But if it's not positive, don't tell me. I understand that it's going on. I understand that it's frustrating. And I understand that it's, it's current. But I don't want to hear it, because if I hear it, then I internalize it. And when I internalize it, then it comes back out. And that's what a lot of us don't realize. And a lot of times I don't even realize it. I'll hear different things, and different people will come to me and they'll say, such and such and such and such and such and so. And I'll be like, whoa, are you serious? And I'll try my hardest to spin it off and say, well, you know what? That's so sad. I'm sorry to hear that, but here's the positive outlook on it. Here's the plus side to it. And in that, let's move forward. But I find myself later on at home, and I'm like, wow, that was. And it becomes a part of my energy, and I have to make sure that I remove that energy from within myself, because it starts to be put out, and it starts to go to other people, and it starts to affect other people, and we can't have that. That's not allowed. So one of the things this week is I talked to one of my cousins. One of my cousins called me, and I love my cousin. I'm not going to say her name at the present moment. But my cousin C, we'll call her C. My cousin C gives me a call, and she's like, Victor, oh my gosh, I got something to tell you. I'm like, what? Now, as a guy who is completely and totally, as a gay guy, I'm completely and totally comfortable with some tea. And I'm not talking about that tea. I'm talking about tea, information, some gossip, that Wendy Williams stuff. So I'm like, ooh, what happened? What is it? And she's like, so let me give you guys a little backstory. So I have a cousin who's not a real cousin. You have those people in your families, you have those people in your life that are friends of your aunts, and then they have kids. And so when they have kids, their kids are family to you, because you guys all grew up around the same time period. You're all the same age, and you're all really, really good, close relatives, even though not everybody's blood. So got this family member who meets another family member who's older. And the older family, and we're just going to talk about it, because I know that this is not something that is completely and totally rare to to you guys, the people who are watching right now. I know it's not completely and totally rare. So, cousin meets not real cousin, but play cousin, and there's an attraction. Now that's some of that. That's some of that silly stuff. That stuff that is kind of right there on the line of incest. And anyway, they get this relationship. Now, cousin is married. Cousin has a wife and has kids and has a stepchild, and they've created a relationship. They've created a life together. They've created a family together, and in that they completely and totally are one. They're a unity, and they're a unit, and that's awesome. We want that, but this outside relationship with this girl who's not blood cousin, but she's a cousin, they begin to interact with each other in a way that I'm not going to necessarily speak about at the present moment. But I get this phone call from my cousin, and she tells me, let me tell you what happened. Now, one of the things that we as people have to make sure that we remember is that we all do a little dirt. We all do a little dirt. I do a little dirt. I'm not going to talk to you about it at the present moment, but we all do a little dirt. And we know this. Nobody's dirt is some people's dirt is worse than other people's dirt. But it sometimes seems that there are bigger instances of dirt than other instances of dirt. So cousin does this, this creates this relationship where they're starting to interact with each other. And wife finds out about it. Wife puts a recorder in husband's vehicle and hears every single thing that is said while husband is out and about and moving around and communicating with this other woman who is like cousin. Crazy, right? So in all of that, wife is completely and totally upset, completely and totally frustrated, completely and totally not happy. So in not being happy and in not being satisfied with the bones that she's been given, she decides that she's going to confront play cousin, and pops up at the place and venue that play cousin was at. There's an altercation. And in that altercation, some play cousin gets her ass whooped. They're just going to keep it 100. You guys know that it's unfiltered and unscripted here. Play cousin gets her ass whooped. Now, I don't know about you guys, but for me, first and foremost, you're not going to catch me off guard. Secondly, I'm not going to do anything, and as far as my personal knowledge goes, I'm not going to do anything that's going to put me in a situation where somebody's spouse is coming to me and communicating with me about my relationship with their spouse. But say it did happen. One of the things I'm not going to do is I'm not going to talk back. I'm not going to speak disrespectful. I'm going to completely and totally submit to the fact that I'm in the space where I'm going to get my ass whooped. Anyway, cousin talks shit. Cousin gets her ass whooped. Now, I try my hardest to stay away from those kind of communications, stay away from those kind of topics. But that was one of those topics where I just had to listen. I had to chime in and hear what was going on. And so my cousin was speaking about how this person dealt with the situation, how she's had multiple situations that were like this, and it doesn't seem that she's learning. And one of the things that I gathered from it, one of my takeaways from the whole thing. Now, yeah, you got the whole situation with the cheating and the infidelity and the betrayal and the secretiveness and the whole kit and caboodle. There's a lot that falls under that little, that little umbrella and rainbow of situation. But one of the things I took away from it is that our names really, 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 and truthfully have such an impact and have such a foreshadow over our lives, have such a foreshadow over the things in our behavior that we do on a day-to-day basis. And it's really interesting to me. I'm not going to say my play cousin's name because I don't feel that it's appropriate for me to put her on blast. But let's just say that the person's name is Thunder. So your name's Thunder. What do we know about the characteristics of Thunder? Thunder is loud. Thunder is scary. Thunder is boisterous. And thunder causes disruption, which we know thunder and lightning go hand in hand. So what does thunder and lightning produce? So say your name is Thunder. Now, obviously, you have the ability to create your own destiny. You have the ability to pick and choose what it is that you do on a day-to-day basis. But if you're not aware that the name that was given to you causes and gives you a foreshadowing of behavior, and this is my own personal opinion, of course. If you disagree with me, you can absolutely always call in and debate with me. but it gives you a foreshadowing of, you know, what's to come. So if your name is thunder, you're causing lightning, you're bringing these different things into your circles and your situations. And if you're not aware and you're not paying attention to the fact that your behavior is because of the different things and the different meanings of your name, then you move around in the space and the air of unknowing. So I wanted to kind of bring that to you guys' knowledge, because that was really interesting to me, because the person's name is not Thunder, but the person's name is somewhere along that line, and they really and truthfully don't even realize that they are causing issues and problems in every single person's life that they're coming in contact with. And they're not, I don't know if they're doing it, I don't personally believe that they're doing it on purpose. I don't think that. I really, really don't think that. But at the same time, they're still doing it. They're still dealing with it, and that's fine, because we understand that as people we have to grow and we have to move forward, and we have to get to a space and a place where we understand and we gather our own personal knowledge. But anyway, moving forward, because I have a couple topics to cover. It is 7:50. I am so sorry for being late, guys. The show is running really, really fast tonight. Today I was watching, there's been a whole bunch of different things that I was looking at in the headlines today. Today I was watching the Today Show. And they had this little boy on there today, and he was 9 years old. And I didn't grab his name, but I didn't really personally find that it was important. If you guys were really, really interested, go on the Today Show and look at the little boy. He was 9 years old, and his legs were cut at the knee. They were cut off. I didn't know if he was born. I missed that detail, but I don't know if he was born without the knees, knees down, and then he didn't have right here. Just gone. His mom started working with the different doctors because she wanted her son to be able to have hands. She wanted her son to be able to write. She wanted her son to be able to grab a water and to be able to do it for himself. So she would not stop until she got to the place where she needed to be, got to the doctor that she needed to be, so that she could give her son something that she so longed for her son to have. So the doctors went in and they did this whole thing where they did a hand transplant. And as I was watching that, I'm sitting there thinking to myself, my God, that is incredible. I'm like, that's so amazing that we are in the space now as a species, that we are able to transplant different organs from one human being to another human being, and that human being is able to get use and life out of that. So the little boy, it was absolutely inspiring. His energy was so incredible because all he can think about is what he's able to do now. He's not thinking about the holdbacks. He's not thinking about the hiccups. He's not thinking about the hangups that are some of the issues that he's dealing with in regards to his hands. He still has issues. He's had a transplant. He's had hands put on to his body from another body, and he just said, they asked the little boy. They said, "What is it that you're most excited about?" And he says to them, and this was incredible to me. 9 years old. He says, "I'm excited to be able to play with my little brothers, to play with my brothers and my sisters. I'm excited to be able to interact with my aunts. I'm excited to be able to interact with my mom." This is a 9-year-old speaking like that. He's not thinking about really and truthfully himself. He's just excited at the fact that he's able to do these things that he wasn't able to do prior. Now, he had the little prosthetics on his legs, his kneecaps, which gave him the ability to walk and to move around freely and to move around about. But he was just happy that he was able to experience different things play baseball and play basketball and to play, you know, football with his family members. And to be able to do that with his hands. Now, yeah, he's not able to do it as well as other people are able to do it, but he's just excited at having that opportunity to have those moments with his loved ones. And that was so inspiring to me as a person, and we're about to wrap the show up here in just a second. It was so inspiring to me that a 9-year-old is not thinking necessarily about himself, but he's thinking about the relationships that are expanded because he's been given this gift and given this opportunity to be able to move forward and to deal and play with those who he cares the most about. So if you guys get an opportunity, go on the todayshow.com, watch the clip of the 9-year-old boy who had 2 hands put onto his body. It will bring tears to your eyes. The little boy is so cute. Bring tears to your eyes, and also it will inspire you and push you forward because he's not stopping. Everything that he wanted to do, he's going to do. Everything he's wanted to achieve, he's going to achieve it. And he means that he's going to achieve it. And he can articulate it very, very well at the age of 9. So that's one of the things. Now, I don't know who all is a Britney Spears fan, and we only have 5 minutes left. I don't know who all is a Britney Spears fan, but I want to encourage you guys to go and check Britney Spears out. Britney Spears is, to me, an incredible inspiration. And I'm going to tell you why. Because I know everybody, I know you're rolling your eyes right now. I got it. I get it. You're like, why is he talking to me about Britney Spears? Britney Spears is us. Britney Spears is what we all are. We deal with issues. We deal with problems. We deal with situations on the day-to-day basis with our families, with our children, with our relationships, and they're not pretty. Most of our relationships are not pretty. We put on an air in the front that they're pretty, but we're not celebrities. We don't have people hiding in bushes catching photos of us doing different things that we necessarily shouldn't do. But what Britney Spears did, to me, what Britney Spears did is she said, this will not break me. This will not end me. I will succeed and I will move forward. And I will recreate what the old Britney was, and I will be the new Britney, the Britney that I want to be today. And in that, she's created this incredible album that is on iTunes right now. Not that you can buy the whole album, but that she has specific songs that you can buy. She's incredible. She's absolutely incredible. I love her new album. And she moves you forward. But one of the things that, as I was listening to her this week, I was laying in the bed and I was frustrated and I was tired and I was upset. And she said, I listened, one of her songs came on, and she's like, you want this, you want that, you want to go here, you want to go there, you want to experience this, you want to experience that, but you have to work. We have to remember that we have to work. Nothing, and I mean nothing, comes easy. Even if it seems easy, in the end, you're going to have some work that you're going to have to do. So you have to be prepared to work. And I want to encourage you guys, it's Wednesday. You have Thursday and you have Friday. Don't give up. You have to work. You have to move forward. This is the last time I'll talk about Britney Spears. I promise. We'll talk about some different artists. But you absolutely have to work to get yourself in the space where you want to be. You cannot give up on your dreams. You cannot give up on your passions. You have to work. So that was really cool to me. I want you guys to check that out. So we are running out of time. It is 7:58. I am incredibly amazed at how fast the time went on the show. I want to make sure that we talk about the Facebook pages. Also, tomorrow I will be launching the YouTube page, which will be The Now with Victor Alexander, or it will be The Now. It'll be The Now with Victor Alexander. You guys, I want you guys to go on there. You guys can follow, subscribe. If you miss during the week, you can go onto the YouTube page and you can watch any and every episode that we have. We're going to start bringing on these different guests. So you really want to make sure you subscribe to the page. It will be on the Facebook page. The Facebook page is The Now with Victor Alexander. So make sure that you are subscribed to that so you guys can check that out. All the previous episodes that have been on so far, they will be on there, and I want you guys to make sure you check that out. Instagram is The Now with Victor Alexander. I am Victor Alexander. You can add me on Facebook. You can Snapchat me at GetItWet2014. I am absolutely always open and ready to receive any message that you guys have. You guys, I want you guys to enjoy the rest of your week. I want you guys to remember that as long as you are getting out of the bed and putting one foot forward, you are succeeding and you are moving one step closer to your goal. You're moving one step closer to where you want to be. I thank you and appreciate you, and see you next week.